What's up, everyone? Welcome to Pat's Chat, part of and a proud member of the CLNS Media Network. The show is brought to you by Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Michael, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Doug. How are you? Actually, you know what? You want to see something?
Sure.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
It's right here. Ready?
Oh, there's your trophy.
Everyone's
Men's
talking
League
about
baseball, right?
everyone's talking about the World Series. Not a big deal. Men's League trophy. It's legit. Anyways, I'm doing well, Doug. How are you doing? I'm doing better than last week. I just told you. I'm
Yep.
ready to do a real podcast, unlike a I'm Alive podcast. So we're doing better.
I forgot it was a fake podcast last week, but you were dealing with some health issues, but you moved past them very well. I thought it was still an entertaining podcast, but this one will be even better.
Yeah, it was. You know what? You know how I'm going to pop this one off, Doug? I'm going to pop it off the same way the story I just wrote. Do you remember, if you can, back in week 3, the Patriots played the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was sloppy and ugly, right?
I do remember that. Yes.
Did they win? Did the Patriots win that game?
They did not win that game.
They did not. Today's game, maybe less sloppy, maybe less ugly, but still a lot of sleepiness and sloppiness. And you know what? That'll make you mad. That'll give you something to work on. That'll give you flaws to point out. But you won. And if you want to be a team that wins 10, 11, 12, I don't know. If you want to win double-digit games, some of your wins along the way will be of the sloppy, sleepy, mistake-filled variety. And so I think this was a sign that this team, like, you're not going to sit here and praise them as great because of a game like that. But if you do want to get to that win total, some of them are going to look like this, and you won it.
So it was sloppy, it was sleepy. Was it slappy at all?
Will Campbell tried to slap the ball out. But no, not very slappy. But definitely, I thought they were just sleepy with it. Like, they were up by
No, they were. They got
21-7, and it was like,
I think they got a little complacent.
yeah.
Mike Vrabel said they took a nap around the half.
Yeah, it was pretty accurate. And then even they were up by 10, and it was like, man, this should be like 30.
Yeah.
And it just, it got dicey. If not for the missed extra point, maybe we're having a different conversation now. But I actually don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't want to completely discount the close nature of this game, but I think if you play that game 10 times, the Patriots probably blow out the Falcons like 6 or 7 of them, because that's the way the game was trending.
That would be a horrible way to spend 30 hours of our lives.
I don't know. I think in order to really extend the sample size for football, every team should have to play each other 10 times in a 30-hour span.
Yeah, the season's 170 weeks long. But
like
yeah,
baseball.
I agree with you. But like, that obviously doesn't matter.
No,
because we could say the same thing about the Steelers game, and the fact is they made too many mistakes and crushed it. We talked about, for that game, despite all the turnovers, like, they still could have or should have won.
Right.
I think the fact that there's a ton of issues along the way, but they had, what were they? The defense got off the field 9 times out of 10 on third down.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta was 1 for 10. Granted, they get 2 fourth downs.
Right.
But
so it wasn't off.
There was
still, yeah.
Execution. They forced them to punt in the final minutes because it was 4th and 20, and there's really no reason to do that. And with the game on the line, they made a pretty ballsy call. They passed the ball.
They did.
And they won the game. So I do think you're right. We can't discount it. We can't be like, oh, they would have won anyway, because things happen. But I do think, let's say Parker Romo hits that extra point, there was still nothing in me that felt like the Patriots were going to lose to that Falcons team.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that my main take on this game is that Drake Maye has obviously significantly elevated expectations, because I think most people are coming off of the Drake Maye performance by saying, like, one of his worst performances of the year. A little bit of a downward trend for this game. What would you have given for this Drake Maye performance in week 2? What would you have given for this Drake Maye performance in week 1? He was 19 of 29, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception, fumble lost, did have another fumble, 20 rushing yards on 8 carries. After week 1, if we had seen this performance in week 2, I think you say, like, oh, Drake Maye is starting to take that second-year leap. He's having a good game. And to make it, to extend that, what would you have given for this Patriots quarterback performance over the last 5 years? Because even as, I don't know, not disappointing. Like just obviously a little bit of downward performance here. Still 0.02 EPA per play, 5.3% completion percentage over expected. Mm-hmm. I ran the math. I ran some numbers.
You ran some numbers.
2020 through 2023, as far as CPOE goes, there were only 15 better games from Patriots quarterbacks out of 68. And EPA per play, there was only 18 better games.
In the last, 5 years? Since 2020?
Since 2020. Okay. So from 2020 to 2023. So that's 68 games. So it was still a, top 25% performance from a quarterback from that era?
And it's a game based on, my interactions in my dalliances around social media. Seems like the fangs are out for a lot of people on Drake Maye. They're like waiting for a slip up of such nature. And it's like,
that might just be Scott Kaxmer or whatever his name is.
Well, no, we don't say his name. That tweet this week, we should address that real quick. If you see a tweet from someone that like has deep psychological issues regarding the New England Patriots, just ignore it. Yeah, like there's certain ones you should just ignore. And that's one. But no, I think someone tweeted at me, like, I've never seen someone protect his passer rating more through sacks than Drake Maye. And I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I watched Drake Maye play football. At no point do I think he is protecting his passer rating by getting sacked. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's such an online thing to say.
Yeah. Because it's just insane.
I'm going to guess that Drake Maye's passer rating might be the last thing on his mind.
Yeah.
Like actually last when he's on the field.
It's a weird streak he has going.
It is, but I don't think it's intentional. I think that's just the way he plays football.
I don't think he sets out and be like, all right, I want to go out there. I want to hit some deep balls. I want to convert some third downs. I want that QB rating over 100. Like, I don't know that anyone does that except Aaron Rodgers.
I've got a take here.
Yeah. That my Drake Maye accent is bad.
It was bad.
Yeah. It was accidental. I didn't mean to do it.
The NFL passer rating formula is so complicated that if Drake Maye is doing that math in his head as he's playing to get his passer rating over 100, then he's a genius beyond football and he's in the wrong job right now.
That's a good point. But
he should be a mathematician. He should be saving the world if he can do those calculations in his head as he's playing football and deciding, hey, a sack here would actually make my passer rating higher.
UNC is a good school, so don't doubt it. And I don't think it's that complicated. It is merely, all right, I haven't done regular math in a while. When it's a numerator and what's the bottom one called?
Denominator?
Yeah, sure. So your numerator.
Yeah.
All right. So it's one big parentheses, and then you got a small one. It's completions divided by attempts minus 0.3, of course. Then you're going to multiply that by 5 plus yards divided by attempts minus 3. Okay. Following times 0.25, obviously, plus touchdowns divided by attempts. Now we're going to multiply that times 20. Then we're going to add 2.375. Naturally, that is the number you want to add. But then you're going to subtract interceptions divided by attempts times 25. You're going to get that number. That's your numerator. And then you're going to divide it by 6. Then you're going to take that answer and you're going to multiply it by 100. And boom, you've got a number clean, somewhere between 0 and 158.3. So I don't know. I don't know why you think that's complicated. That is sports.
Who invented passer rating?
Sorry, you're not a big sports guy like me. Like when I sit around the bar with the fellas, we're always like, "Oh yeah, you got to add 0.75 to that."
Then you got to divide by 6.
That is stupid as hell. Like we use this stat, you and I, everyone else, and it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's a wild formula. It truly is.
I'm with you. I don't think Drake Maye is taking sacks. Though I will say, we'll get into Mike and Wen, you giving up some bad sacks today. Yeah. There were at least 2 Drake Maye sacks where Drake Maye.
I think it was 3.
Was it 3?
Maye, well, there was. It's funny. He got sacked 6 times. PFF gave.
And when you had 2,
O-line 3 of them.
Okay.
And the other 3, in my opinion, like one of them, I think Drake ran and didn't pick up didn't get to the line of scrimmage, so it was a sack.
There was another where he stepped up, and so it was like technically Jared Wilson's guy. But it was in front of where Jared Wilson was blocking. So
scrambling forward, didn't get to the line of scrimmage and got sacked by someone. But it was well, Wilson was doing his job assuming that Drake May was going to stand behind him.
Like the tackle happened in front of Jared Wilson. He can't account for that. So I don't know if that was one of them that they gave, but
it might have been.
Yeah. But I think your point is right. And to bring it home, I keep forgetting to bring up the Patriots communications ridiculous Drake May stat of the week, which was that he extended his streak 200 plus yards, over 100 passer rating, which we know is a significant stat, tying for the second longest streak in NFL history.
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers did it 12 times. Now Drake May has done it 8 times, tying him with, I think, Brady, Rodgers, and Manning. Peyton, not Eli. So you have a list that literally only like Mahomes has and again, it's like, whatever. It is one thing. But to be 24 years old and to be doing some of these things and to come in after a day like this and be like, oh, well, he threw the pick. He had the fumble, which were all bad. But you're right. I do think it is a sign of where he's at more than anything, that you can come in and be like, that wasn't good.
Yeah. And obviously the second half was most of what we're talking here with Drake May not being great, but there were some throws in the first half even that usually he makes, but it's like, yeah, he's not literally making every throw. Like that cannot be looked at as a negative. Like the miss that he had to Kayshon Boutte down the sideline, that shouldn't be something where we're like, oh my God, he doesn't look like himself out there. Quarterbacks miss those throws, and I don't want to like make excuses for him. But
what was the next snap?
I don't remember.
Rolling to his right, hit Hunter Henry through a non-existent window while on the move, and because I wrote in my notes like exactly what you just said, like it's an outdoor game in November,
right?
And it's gonna you're gonna miss some passes. The fact that they've hit every single one this year is weird, and the fact that he was off by a foot, on that sideline pass was like, wow. That's weird.
And he still made big throws in this game. Like some of the throws to Demario Douglas, a couple of throws to Hunter Henry. Like he's still out there. Yeah, to Diggs. He's still out there making big time throws all the time. It's just a surprise at this point when he's not hitting every single one of them. And we can't possibly look at that as a negative for him.
Yeah, I will say outside of that, because I agree with you, and it's boring to be like, great point, Doug. You're awesome.
I disagree.
It's a double-edged sword. The play he makes in Buffalo to really win the game, to fend off a defender while running, and to show his strength and all that. And he did it early in the game. His first scramble, he had a stiff arm, he had a pump fake, like he was doing it all. You want him to do that in space when he's standing in the pocket with a free rusher coming at him at full speed. I don't know what kind of brain mechanism triggers where he's like, I'm going to stiff arm this guy. But he said it after the game. Like he knows you can't do that. But to ever do that in the first place is one of the wildest moves I've ever seen in a football game. Like a defensive end has looped around and has not been touched and is running at you. And you're like, got it. It's like that was a dumb play. That was a lazy, sort of thoughtless play that was as bad as everyone's making out to be.
It does make you feel like when he gets out of those plays, like you mentioned, the Bills game, you want to praise him for doing that because it's unbelievable that he can do it. But it is that double-edged sword of like, but now we're saying, hey, don't do that. That's bad. It's like, I don't know the perfect analogy for it for like.
Run, don't run, slide. Don't slide like that. Slide better. He slid today and had a
only slide if you can slide like that. Only run if you can run like that. Only evade a defender if you can do it perfectly. So I think to be safe, he shouldn't be making those kind of plays. That should not be his instinct in the pocket to say, hey, I'm going to stiff arm this guy and then wind up losing the fumble because
damn. I wanted to get my football so I could show the viewers what happens when you're in the pocket and you've got the football and then you take a handoff to stiff arm a man who's going to take it from you. But you're just going to have to visualize that on your own. I'm sorry.
I'm totally okay with that. But no, I think you should be playing safer football, especially in those circumstances, because I have to say, like, that the stadium deflated. Like it was so quiet in the stadium. It was so loud. It was so rambunctious. Everyone was so happy. When he lost that fumble at the end of the half, the stadium went so quiet for the end of the half, really took all the air out of it. But they got it back. Like, I think that obviously you want a better performance in the second half. I don't want this all to be sunshine and rainbows and all of that because, yes, Drake May did lose the fumble, which was a bad play by him.
Mm-hmm.
The
interception, he fumbled again on his next touch, which I thought was a good
to begin
joke.
the second half.
No one touched him, but he was like, watch, I'm going to fumble again. It was the goofy
and
meme.
They were lucky enough to recover that one, which a lot of the fumble recovery stuff is luck. And then the interception was miscommunication with Hunter Henry.
I'm gonna say that was Drake's fault, though, based on the fact that Henry never looked and cut in, and Maye seemed to rip the seam where the safety was.
Right.
So I don't think you want to lead Henry right to him with the pass.
He actually led Henry into danger again late in the game.
I'm trying to remember.
Henry kind of like alligator armed it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it was traffic. And you know what? I thought it was alligator arms too. I
don't say that.
No, but they showed the replay. And it was like he actually went full effort. It was just too hard.
No, he did. He couldn't get it. It was a poorly placed ball. So though it was just another play where like it's not the Drake Maye that we saw over the last 5 weeks.
There was another one. It was when Drake Maye sacked himself. I think it was after he fumbled without being touched. That drive, he just you're used to seeing him try to do something, but instead he just kind of broke out of the pocket and bailed. He just went down and was like, you know what? I've done enough damage in the past 3 plays.
Important context here, because it feels like now we're just, piling it on Drake Maye. He was facing a team that's allowed 149 passing yards per game. And he eclipsed that before the end of the half.
Yeah.
It was like the drive before the end of the half. He already had 157 or whatever it was.
So Drake had how many yards? Say 259 after and I mean, granted that last one could have been more, but he slid down. So 259 passing yards. The previous high against the Falcons defense was Tua. He had 205 last week.
Yeah.
Before that, Josh Allen had 180 when the Bills were playing from behind all night on Monday night. Other than that, Baker Mayfield 167. Marcus Mariota 156, JJ McCarthy 158, Bryce Young 121. So those are the full game totals of passing yards against him, and Drake Maye had 173 at halftime.
Right.
And so really good first half, really undone by a couple bad mistakes. But, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Because Mike Vrabel talked after the game. And you and I have covered a lot of games like this where Bill Belichick would win. And one thing, he would never go to the podium and be like, what's important today is that we all take joy from this victory, that we all feel joy and no one takes that from us.
Yeah.
I found that quote from Mike Vrabel. I can get the full one if you want me to. But he basically spoke about the importance of feeling, and even Drake Maye was a little conflicted when he got to the podium.
Right.
And he was like, man, like this is paraphrasing.
I should have been better. Yeah.
I feel like crap, but coach told me to feel good. So I'm doing my best. And that's obviously oversimplifying it. But are you surprised by Mike Vrabel's, I don't want to just say personality, but I just, there's things he says and ways he acts that I guess even when I was watching him coach Tennessee, I never envisioned being his sort of personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem? It doesn't match the image, the outside image. He's like a hard ass.
He really is at his heart a player's coach, but he just has sort of a, I wouldn't even say like no nonsense personality, like just kind of like a hard exterior.
Yeah.
But I think he's got a much softer interior, and that's what comes out after games like this.
Yeah.
And just in general. And I think that, the public perception or persona that Vrabel had in Tennessee was not that. So I would agree with that. Yeah.
It just struck me because, and it's not like, oh, you have to do it like Belichick. You just assume certain things. Yeah. And maybe like when Vrabel was a player and they won games like this, he didn't like a moody locker room for the week. Maybe it's, he's lived every experience there is to live. So I understand it. But it just kind of struck me where, I don't know, outside of maybe Pete Carroll, I can't think of many coaches that are like, it's important that we all feel joy in the joy that comes from playing for the man next to you and the love that they have for each other. And it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Real quick break right now. I did not hit on my prize picks this week. I had Drake Maye with more than 229.5 passing yards. Got that one. I also had Michael Penix with less than 6.5 rushing yards.
Crazy.
Which I had for most of the game.
Yeah.
Until a scramble there at the end. But almost hit it. And if you download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup, that's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. A little bit later on in the show, I'll talk about another Prize Picks lineup. We'll see if that one did any better. But yeah, I'm going to keep playing Prize Picks.
Were you surprised that when I looked at some point in the second half that Drake Maye was only at that many rushing yards? It felt like more.
Yeah, I agree, because it felt like he had a longer one, but yeah,
early, but he ran
we'll talk
sideways.
about that maybe a little bit later. But yeah, he only had 20 rushing yards in the game.
Yeah, and there was one though. He converted a 3rd and 2. And one of the things about Drake Maye that's so fascinating to watch is he runs to his left, and there's 2 guys chasing him, and Drake Maye looks like he's going 7%. He looks like he's in slow motion, but nobody ever catches him.
No, it's true.
And he easily got to the line of gain and moved the chains, and it was like, that looks exceptionally, legitimately easy for him.
Should we do some booms and dooms?
Sure. I actually made a list, so I'm not control effing my list. Not to bring negative curse words to the podcast. I'm sorry. What do you want? You want to start with the booms or the dooms? It was kind of like a lossy win if you want to start with the dooms.
Sure. We never really do that. So I'll give my first doom to Marcus Jones because he allowed 2 touchdowns. And he can't control his height. He can't control the matchups that are put in place. Got put in some disadvantageous situations where a 5'8" Marcus Jones is having to cover a 6'4" Drake London in the red zone. But when you allow 2 touchdowns, you allow 2 touchdowns, and unfortunately, you make it on the dooms list. Otherwise, had a really good week since he won AFC Defensive Player of the Month.
Look at the height. There was a height issue.
And he got a lot of money this week, but he also let up 2 touchdowns. So yeah.
Drake London went up to catch there. Drake London went up to catch that first touchdown.
Yeah.
Marcus Jones was still on the ground. Marcus Jones's face is at Drake London's belt.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. The second one, I mean, it's competitive. It's the same thing. It's not like he's getting roasted and burned off. Yeah. But he did not make my list. But you know who did?
Really?
He was a question mark on mine because it's like he can't be taller. You know,
I know,
he's not making a bad read. I put the second one in the coaching where you have trips right, and it's like I wonder what the Falcons are going to try to do here.
I know.
So I put that more on the coaching, but this is a controversial one because people always come at you about this guy, and then you provide information, and it's Carlton Davis stepping in for Christian Gonzalez when he left with the head injury and immediately giving up a 4th down pass to Drake London and then immediately giving up a touchdown to Drake London. And I will say the touchdown was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But to your point, you gave up a touchdown and it's like your team needed you there. Your number 1 corner went out. Here's your chance. And you just, so I put Carlton Davis on that.
I think he was only targeted one other time in the game. He made my dooms list as well. I don't know if I can get behind you putting Carlton Davis on there and Marcus Jones not on there.
Well, it's a bigger, I mean, it was by design. It's like, all right, you go cover the number 1 now. I don't think when they got on the goal line, like, Marcus, you got Drake London, bro. You got this.
Yeah.
It was more of the Falcons getting them in a bad position. Whereas
2 touchdowns is more than 1 touchdown, but he was still on my list. The guards, Mike Owenu and Jared Wilson.
You got both
let
on
up
there.
Sacks. Owenu let up the sack on the lost fumble, but more of a Drake Maye play where he shouldn't be trying to do all that.
No, I mean, there was it's a sack.
Right.
It shouldn't have been a fumble.
Yeah.
The fumble was Drake because, but it was a stunt and Onwenu was just buried outside and just left that lane open. And he gave up another sack on the next drive on 2nd and goal by the same guy, just getting beat one-on-one. So that was one where Drake kind of got tripped, but he was going to get sacked anyway.
Right. No. So the guards did not play great in this game. One other one that I have in here is like Drake Maye kind of gets a boom and a doom.
I put Drake Maye's sloppiness on my dooms.
Yeah. the turnovers. You don't. I mean, he really fixed the turnover issue. Like he had a turnover issue last year. He had a turnover issue through the first 3 games of the season this year, and then it completely disappeared for like 5 straight weeks. It's reared its head a little bit the last couple of weeks, so you'd like to see him now go a few games again without any turnovers, or at least just like 1 turnover.
Yeah.
But 2 turnovers plus another fumble.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too much.
I have an attaché for that doom, which is people on X, the Everything app, who see a tweet from a certain point in time.
Oh, I hate this.
And just don't know what a timestamp is. So I
truly hate this.
I posted Drake Maye's stats at halftime. It was just information. He has 173 yards. That's more than most guys have had in full games. And here's all the numbers.
Yeah.
The number of people like, did they also have an interception and a fumble? Did they also do this? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I posted that at a certain time. And if you look at the bottom of it, it'll say what time it was. And then if you look at the bottom of your computer screen or the top of your phone, it will tell you what time it is now. And then you can do a comparative analysis before you send a reply.
A day later. Like someone will reply to a tweet a day later and act as if it just came across their timeline.
Get over it. It was yesterday. It's like, yeah,
I know.
It sure was.
Yeah, buddy. It was. That's when I tweeted about it. Yeah.
People are awfully mean to me on Twitter today. Like, especially everyone was just a jerk to me. So I have a message for those people. Let's get to the booms. You know who's on my boom list?
Who?
Travion Henderson. You know why?
Interesting.
Ton of work, a lot of it between the tackles, a lot of ball security while taking big hits with his little body and his little nameplate. I thought in a game where Stevenson was out and they still wanted to run the ball, and they still did. I don't even know his numbers, Doug. His numbers were 14 for 55. Not great, but he did have 4 catches for 32 yards. You add that up, that sounds like 87 yards of offense. A good game for a rookie being asked to be the number 1. Not a great game, but I liked the way he ran the ball.
Wasn't on my list, but I think, 3.9 yards per carry. Like you said, what was it?
87 yards.
87 yards. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty standard performance, but it moved the ball, moved the chains a couple times. So I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is more of an idea than a certain player, and that was the run defense, because like the Patriots run defense is playing on a completely different level than what anyone would have expected. To hold Bijan Robinson 12 carries, 46 yards. The Falcons kind of just gave up on running the ball in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
I think they came in, they were like, oh, they are really good at defending the run. We should just not do this.
We read about this in the paper.
All right, you guys won. We won't try to run on you. That it's pointless. They picked it up a little bit more at the end, but really never had success. Michael Penix had 2 carries for 19 yards. Like I mentioned, he had a 15-yard carry there. Yeah. So that kind of skews the totals overall. But both running backs rushed for under 4 yards per carry. And Bijan Robinson, one of the best running backs in the NFL, and they made him look completely mortal out there.
I got another Patriots communications banger for you on that one. You ready?
Yeah.
Patriots are the only team this year that has not surrendered 50 yards to a running back through the first 9 games. It's the first time in team history that occurred. The longest streak since the merger in 1970 is 10 by Tampa Bay in 2020. Patriots are going to Tampa Bay this week. Bucky Irving might be back. I'm not sure. He's been battling injuries.
Yeah.
Who's the running back? Rashad White.
Yeah.
They have a chance to get over 50 because that's not many yards, but it is kind of interesting. It's an obscure record, but the fact that you are just dominating on the run defense. And if you look
crazy,
look at no one had a crazy number. The Christian Gonzalez led the team in tackles today. It's not like they didn't run it that much, I guess, but it wasn't like a Spillane 15 tackle kind of day. No. It was.
They just leave no room whatsoever for these guys to run through. It's truly impressive, especially since you would call one of the weaknesses on the roster linebacker, and that's an important part of run defense. So I don't know if you even can call it a weakness at this point.
Ellis also got hurt.
Ellis did get hurt, so Gibbons played more. Tavai played a little bit more. But I think it's mostly like Tonga and Barmore and Milton Williams and Landry.
They're
all just really good up front.
Just a shockingly low number of tackles on the defense today. Like Gonzalez and Davis had 7 and 6 respectively. Spillane had 5. Hawkins had 4.
Interesting. Yeah.
Marcus Jones had 3, and no one else had more than 2.
That's crazy.
Just not a lot of tackles. But
didn't want tackle today.
I have like a surprisingly low number of booms. I guess Drake Maye should be there for all the aforementioned reasons.
Drake Maye also gets in there.
And like Chason reached a career high in sacks, so he's on there, but didn't have like an amazing game.
Milton Williams, I think, goes on there, even though his play at the end there was what the Falcons believed was the Patriots simulating the snap count or like clapping. No one really blocked him on that play, but I think overall he had a solid performance, though.
I tweeted a video of him. You don't get a stat for this. So it was 3rd and 6. And who was coming off the edge here? Chason came off the edge and engaged the left tackle. And Milton Williams was just up the middle and was held up, had nowhere to go. He just kind of recognized that Chason took the tackle in toward the middle of the line and just was like, oh, I'll go that way. He ran around him and got in Penix's face, forced the throw early, disrupted it. It was an incompletion. That led to a field goal, I'm pretty sure. That made it 24-17. It's like there's no – I mean, I guess you got to pressure.
Right.
He didn't hit the quarterback. He didn't sack the quarterback, but it's like he didn't get a tackle. It's not on the stat sheet, but like there's always someone on that line doing something obnoxious to the other team. And so
– Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I would agree with
and Williams both had big games last – so then otherwise I had like – it's tough because Christian Gonzalez was having a really good game until he let up the 40-yard catch.
Yeah, see – I am maybe I'm a soft grader.
I think he had 3 pass breakups.
I look at that and I'm like, what was he supposed to do?
No. I think I still even possibly included him on mine, but he did. I mean, like it was sometimes you allow a big catch.
Yeah. No, he didn't really illuminate us much post game with his explanation of it, where he just said 2 guys going up for the ball and he got it. Wasn't a great explanation of the situation.
Obviously, fantastic player. I do think, I've said this before, I said this at the beginning of the season, I think it would benefit Christian Gonzalez to try to show his personality a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get severely hurt, so I think that was the main takeaway today.
Absolutely. Didn't get concussed, which was good.
He did drop an interception after basically chucking
Patriots
London to the ground.
Few interceptions in this game.
Yeah, Hawkins and Davis basically picked each other off, trying to pick it off the end zone. Gonzalez dropped what was the slant where London got knocked down or fell over. There might have been another one too.
That really would have been a game changer from Christian Gonzalez if he had picked that off.
Would have been,
because he probably would have got a pick 6 on it.
Also, it was like up and over his head behind him, which is a tough catch to make. But got his hands on it, so as they say. So, but yeah, I thought Gonzalez was good in this game, not like 0 catch type thing, because he kind of played 10 yards off early on.
Right.
But yeah, no, he made my booms.
Terrell Jennings got in the end zone. Stephon Diggs got in the end zone. Not huge performances otherwise from those guys, but.
Do you want to know something on Diggs?
What?
29th player in NFL history to reach 900 receptions.
Yeah, and he's the 2nd fastest or something like that.
Really? So
I don't know. I might be making that part up.
He basically needs 100 more receptions to get into like Hall of Fame territory, which is pretty crazy. But also not shocking. Mm-hmm. But he's going to pass with 1 more catch. He's going to tie Wes Welker on that list. So just to put in perspective, where he's
got a lot
of
passes.
And he's that's rushing TV. I want receptions, which is a different stat. He's catching up. So he's 29th all time on the reception list. He's going to be 12 behind Julio Jones. Yeah. He's going to be, 18 behind Torrey Holt. Going to be 24 behind Antonio Brown. So that's like where he's at, like where he'll probably get by the end of the year if he stays healthy, which is, for a guy that looks like he's got at least another year in there, I would say with ease. Yeah. He's going to be, 1,000 catch guy, health permitting.
We have some injuries to discuss. Kayshon Boutte left the game with a hamstring injury. Christian Ellis, as you mentioned, left the game with a hip injury. And then obviously Ramondre Stevenson wasn't able to play in this game.
And Gonzalez left with the head injury, but said he was going to come back in at the end if they had a punt.
Right. Which obviously a good sign. It's always surprising when a guy goes to the locker room, but then gets cleared, because I figured the guys got cleared in the tent, but apparently there's another opportunity to get cleared once you're in the locker room.
I mean, is there a protocol? I'm not sure. Drake Maye cleared it in 3 plays in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Cam Scatabo got in the tent when Jackson Dart was in there. There's really
just giving him some answers to the test.
Maybe because they're at home and the door to the locker room is right there.
Yeah.
And they want somewhere quiet or something, right. Or the lighting was weird. Because tell you what, this game sucked to watch on TV with those shadows. They need to fix that.
I saw something about that. Yeah.
We need to fix that, Mr. Goodell. But yeah, so
I thought you were going to tell the Sun to fix that. What's
Roger
Goodell going to do about it?
Did you see the lighting? Fix it. I don't know. You get paid a lot of money. Did you see the lighting on Diggs when he scored that touchdown? It was like Cowboys, Patriots, cool. 2000 whatever 14-esque.
15, yeah.
He was glowing. Yeah, 15. He was like, it was so surreal. He was doing the McCringleberry or whatever celebration, but he was like, I don't know. It looked like he was cast down from a spaceship. Anyways, injuries.
To strengthen your point about Mike Vrabel, I didn't know that he was like on the sideline doing touchdown celebrations, guys. Like touchdown celebrations behind his back. I didn't know that. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's like the newer, the way things ended in Tennessee weren't how he wanted it to be, and he wanted it to be different because it doesn't seem natural.
Oh, you don't think so?
His natural disposition is like, your celebration is stupid. I think player Mike Vrabel, because like he mocked the Eagles thing.
But he did that. He mocked it.
He did mock it. But that's my point. He's kind of a mocker more than a celebrator.
I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, he also, when Pop Douglas caught that ball, impressive catch by him on the sideline, boxing out. Who was it? Mike Hughes or something. Absorbing the contact. Vrabel was immediately signaling first down, got in, I think it was Sarah Thomas's face, and basically was like, that spot sucks. And then challenged it, which was kind of an insane challenge. Early third.
Yeah.
When it would have been 3rd and 1, but they knew they had it. And that's what got Pop Douglas his 100 yards for the first time.
Was it Chason who had the illegal hands to the face penalty?
Mm-hmm.
That was BS, right?
No, he got his neck, and I looked it up. Like, it's anything above the frame, so neck, chin. So he was pushing up, but Vrabel's argument was he also got hit in the face.
Yeah, I saw that he got hit in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe but at that point, the guy was throwing the flag. He wasn't looking for fouls anymore. But yeah, you can't push the Adam's apple. That would be a sick trick.
Buddy Carlos, what should they do if Booty is out long term? I mean, I guess with hamstrings, you never know. They've still got Kyle Williams. They've still got Pop Douglas. They've still got Efton Chisholm.
I have an answer.
I think what you do is you just elevate Demario Douglas to being part of the starting wide receiver core at that point. Because, like, things are... Whenever Kyle Williams gets targeted, it doesn't look normal. I don't think the answer is to increase his targets right now.
Well, it's not to increase his targets. But I do think, you lean more on Diggs. You get Hollins a couple more targets a game. You can't replace your go routes.
No.
Like, Booty's your go guy, and you don't have another go guy, unless Kyle Williams is hiding it. But I think because it's just not working with Kyle Williams, what you got to do is scheme 2 or 3 plays for him, which might sound crazy for a rookie that's done nothing.
I know.
But just to have maybe a short pass that is designed for him, and then maybe an intermediate pass that twice on Sunday in Tampa Bay, the ball's going to go to him, barring unforeseen circumstances, just to get the ball in his hands, just to get something flowing, because the pass today, he cuts in, Maye throws out. They're lucky no one was there.
Right.
And it's like, there was a play, Maye ran to his left. I forget if I think it was a throwaway, or maybe it was when he ran for the first down, but he's running to his left. And they showed a replay from the far end zone. And Kyle Williams is in the end zone like, hey. And Drake's like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, I think
there's no trust.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Sneaky boom in this one. Jack Westover's getting better at fullback.
So the Terrell Jennings touchdown was all Will Campbell and Jack Westover.
Yeah.
They were there was a lot going on there.
Yeah.
They blocked their 2 guys, and that was it.
Right. Westover's getting better at fullback. They're using him a lot. They relied on him pretty heavily in this game with Ramondre Stevenson out. And early in the season, it looked like Westover was what he was, a guy who played a little bit of fullback at Washington, was mostly a tight end, had to kind of move back over to fullback, and it was a, quick position switch for him. He's easing into it more. He's looking a lot more comfortable. And I thought the last 2 games now, he's had some pretty impactful blocks.
Unfortunately, though, for him, only the second best fullback on the roster today, because Khyiris Tonga.
Khyiris Tonga, yeah.
In motion to the backfield, and just no one was getting in the way. That was a good play. That was 3rd and 1. They got 6. Yeah. Terrell Jennings. That was a good one. So.
All right. Well,
I also had a boom for you. I had one last boom.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, one final boom. I just want to get I want to cross my I's and dot my T's, as they say. It was the last punt by a man named Bryce Behringer.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good one.
It was sexy. 61 yards to the 6-yard line. Julian Ashby ended up chasing because he ran all the way across the field.
Yeah.
So that was with 3:43 left in a 1-point game. They had to punt the ball back. And boy, did they ever. So I'm not going to say it was Behringer's greatest game of all time, but that punt was nice. He had a 57-yarder, which had a 15-yard return. That was actually a really nice punt with bad coverage. He did not, he boomed it into the sky and they didn't cover it. So that was a bad one. Not his fault. But yeah, those were, he only had 3 punts.
I have to say, I want to get into something else in a second here, but I'm impressed with whoever does the math on how high you have to punt the ball so that the gunners get to the returner at the same time. That took some science to it,
Stopwatch, and a lot of reps.
Yeah, a lot of reps. But I did lose my other Prize Picks lineup this week. I was a little bit too exuberant about this one. I had Drake Maye with more than 28.5 rushing yards. Did not get that one. I had Stephon Diggs with more than 54.5 receiving yards. Didn't get that one. I did get Bijan Robinson, less than 75.5 rushing yards. But last week I won my Prize Picks lineup. This week didn't do so hot. But I think that I'm getting a hang of it. Maybe next week you guys want to fade me. If you do, download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Do you know the band?
Something else.
Well, do you know the band In Excess?
Yes.
Very, very famous band. I know 3 songs by them, with their most popular one being Don't Change, which I believe is in a car commercial these days. I just want to say don't change. You're a more than guy, and I don't want a bad week. That means you're an optimist, and don't let a bad week turn you into less than guy, and then your less than lineup loses.
I know.
And then you're like, then you're just spinning in the wind. Just be you.
I got to study the Bucks harder this week than I did the Falcons. I thought I had a pretty good hang of the Falcons, but it happens.
Tom Brady's down there. They got Mike Evans. They got they're just Godwin, all cylinders, firing on all cylinders down there. So you'll be good.
Yeah. So, we've got some questions about trade deadline. So what coming out of this game made it, I don't know. What are you looking at the trade deadline coming out of this game? I think pass rush is a pretty obvious one. We've already talked about it, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they had the sack early and that was it. I think Landry got a hand on Penix once. This is kind of related to that. I don't enjoy watching Michael Penix's mechanics.
That's fair.
It looks like it requires every ounce of effort for him to throw the ball 20 yards, and a quarterback who's not exactly getting it out real fast, that you can't get anywhere near him. It definitely, you need a boost there. I think you have a good interior. You could use a veteran. I don't know what kind of pass rusher you're looking for. Like a long, fast guy. I think you liked a more sturdier type out there.
Yeah, I think someone who can allow Caleb Von Chase on to maybe focus more on pass rush on third down, be a little fresher in those situations.
Mm.
I was talking before the game, I think with Mike Giardi. I forgot exactly who it was, but I don't think I would want to give up more than a 4th round pick.
Mm-hmm. Which should be
trade
enough.
deadline.
Like, you're not if you're trading a player, it's because your team stinks and you're adding a mid to late round pick.
Yeah, even with Jalen Phillips, I don't know if I want to give up a third. With people mentioned Rashid Shaheed if Kayshon Boutte is out for a long term. I don't think I want to give up more than like a fourth or a fifth for him.
Mm-hmm.
This team is going to need more depth moving
Mm-hmm.
forward. They
Mm-hmm.
filled their gaps with free agents, some of whom are on the older variety, Harold Landry, some other guys, Carlton Davis, whatever. Not the oldest guys. They'll probably be good for another year or so, but at some point you need to add depth to this roster. And you don't want to just be giving up third round picks for guys who aren't going to be part of your future.
Mm-hmm.
And Jalen Phillips feels like one of those guys where it's a half year rental. I don't know if it really makes sense for the Dolphins to accept anything less than a fourth round pick.
Who's also doing their deals with Chris Greer being fired? Or sorry, mutually parting ways. With Chris Greer going to work and be like, you know what, guys, I would like to part ways.
Yeah.
Would you also like to part ways?
I want to stop making $1 million or whatever it was.
So it feels like it will be tricky to do deals with the Dolphins unless they just open their doors and say, come get us.
Right. Bradley Chubb. That seems like it would be like a late round swap. I wouldn't mind doing that. But yeah, pass rush. I think you need someone else in there. And we already talked about it. When Anthony Jennings is your third guy and the team clearly doesn't think that Anthony Jennings is a great fit for your defense, you should be looking to add someone else there.
I
have a list. I think it depends a little bit on Ramondre Stevenson's injury.
Uh-huh.
Because Terrell Jennings and Trevion Henderson did well enough. And they've got Dearness Johnson, who's not a nothing back there at running back. He didn't play, but you could do worse as your fourth running back than Dearness Johnson. I think it's got to be a clear upgrade over the Terrell Jennings, Dearness Johnson variety, which someone like Devin Singletary, I'm not convinced is a clear upgrade.
Yeah, you tell me though. I mean, Dearness Johnson was active today.
He was.
What does it say that they didn't give him the ball and they gave it to Terrell Jennings a lot even in some big spots, like in the fourth quarter on the goal line?
I mean, it could just say that he signed on Wednesday, you know?
I guess. I mean, fine.
He's never played in a Josh McDaniels offense. Most guys who sign on Wednesday aren't going to play. I think it shows that they like Terrell Jennings and that they trust him. Okay. And they probably also brought in Dearness Johnson and didn't say, oh my God, this guy's a clear upgrade over Terrell Jennings.
So I have a list. It's from ESPN. They did it earlier this week. Running backs that would be available. You have Breece Hall, which we don't think would happen, right?
I mean, I'd advocate for it if it's not for a third round pick, but I don't know why the Jets would give up on him for less than that.
Is the Patriots Jets Cold War, do we think, thawed with Belichick out of the picture?
I think so. And I mean,
you don't still
traded Demaryius Thomas to the Jets, even when Belichick was in the picture.
You still don't see it often, the in-division trades. Like, people were pissed in the AFC North when Flacco went to the Bengals.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin's going to shame you if you do it.
So then you got Jerome Ford of the Browns. I don't know if that does anything for you.
I don't know.
And they also had Keaton Mitchell of the Ravens. So I don't think anyone. Okay.
Chuba Hubbard. Any interest in Chuba Hubbard?
Yeah, or like Rico Dowdle was every game break today was him scoring a touchdown against the Packers.
Well, yeah, I don't think they're going to trade him, but
well, I'm just saying they I don't know. They won a game. Does that matter? Does it matter if you win, if you're a bad team going into the deadline?
I think so. I think it especially does if you're the Panthers right now.
Yeah.
Because they've got a coach that they believe in.
All right.
So I don't think they want to give up on the season at this point. They beat the Packers. They're 5-4. Like, they've got a winning record. I don't think you want to be giving up on on your best running back right now.
They're 5-4.
Yeah.
The Panthers.
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, right?
What were they after the Patriots game?
1-3.
Okay. That's probably the last time. They're 5-4.
Which means they are 4-1 since the Patriots shellacked them.
Shellacked them 42-13. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Jets. They lost to the Bills 40-9, and they beat the Packers. So,
I mean,
all right. Yeah, no, that's a different scenario. The edge.
Cowboys are not good, but that's at least a somewhat quality win.
Yeah, they only list 3 edge players on this list, I think. Oh no, they got a bunch. You got Trey Hendrickson is number 1.
Yeah,
I don't know if that situation's been so weird.
Oh, you know what? Who would be interesting? Because I think Schefter mentioned he had a report that it's one of those funny phrased ones where he's like, the Seahawks are not interested in trading Boye Mafe or Reek Woolen, but
Unless
they'd think about it. Like,
if someone blew their socks off, they would.
it's like, I mean, is that like the Seahawks telling you that? Like, obviously, I don't want to play that game where you're guessing sources because I think it's dumb. But it was just one that made me laugh because it's like, what?
Yeah.
But Boye Mafe would be interesting.
Yeah. The one thing on Hendrickson is like, did you catch while you were in the locker room and press conferences that game?
No.
The Bengals played a football game today.
Yeah.
It
I saw some highlights, I think.
47-42 they lost to the Bears. So
it's a high scoring affair.
Defensively, some issues. They missed like 3 tackles on the game winning touchdown. It was I want to get it right. It was a 58-yard pass. It was that went for 58 yards. So it was a mess of a game. So like morale is down there. I saw a clip from Mike Petraglia of Jamar Chase post game being like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I just want to say what I got to do at work and what I got to focus on because I don't want any of those defensive guys coming over and yelling at me because I said something that they got to do. It's like, oh, things are good out in Cincinnati. So maybe they do make a deal after a 47-point defensive showing against Caleb Williams and the Bears.
Joe Flacco, 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
You know what? That second interception was a Hail Mary at the end, and it was a sad one. It was a sad one.
So really kind of one interception.
Yeah.
Impressive
it was
performance for Mr. Flacco.
It was like they were on the 48-yard line. He threw it to the 20.
Wow.
It was tough. But anyways, one guy, Jermaine Johnson, was also on that list, and Arden Key from the Titans.
Right. Arden Key, I think, I don't know, that feels like it would be like the most likely, but do the Titans really want to trade with Mike Vrabel? Do they want to strengthen Mike Vrabel's roster?
Yeah. Plus, another thing, the Titans are also 5-4. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say there's no way.
I just wanted to get you the way that you got me.
You wanted to feel what I felt.
Yeah, it didn't feel good, did it? But yeah, I don't think anything's changed necessarily. I think if you could, I don't know, go off the board a little, maybe get some offensive line depth. Like if you could do that now instead of wait till the offseason and get a guy that's signed for a year, if there's a team that for whatever reason you want to get a guard in, maybe it's not the worst thing. Unless you love Ben Brown.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's still every position one injury away from disaster.
Teams don't really ever want to trade guys that are signed past this year.
Yeah.
So it feels unlikely, but yeah, I mean, like offensive line's not perfect, obviously, but I look at running back, edge. I think I said before, I don't love the idea of trading for a safety at midseason. It feels like they're too involved in stuff. Del Pettis, by the way, made a nice play on, was that Kyle Pitts?
Pitts, yeah, very handsy. But no foul called. Woodson at one point went down and looked like he was kind of hurt.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I forget who it was, came over and picked him up and basically was like, you cannot be hurt. You don't have a choice. And he stayed in and kept playing because he's played, 97% of the snaps?
Something like that, yeah.
So,
no, I mean, I think Hawkins is playing well. Woodson's playing well. I have never been someone who minds Del Pettis. I think he's a pretty good player. Then they've got Richie Grant, who's played a lot of football, John Saunders Jr., who I don't know anything about. But they could probably use better safety depth, but I don't know. Are they going to get someone better than those guys? It's tough to say.
I don't know.
When you already traded Kyle Duggar and released Jabril Peppers, you clearly have a very specific type of safety in mind. So it would have to be someone who fits their defense perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I think they'll make calls. I think they'll be active, but just my impressions or feelings or expectations for the NFL trade deadline are always less than this seems to be the most hyped one I can recall. So it's like setting people up for disappointment because it
feels like there's a lot of names being thrown out there where if those guys don't get traded, if you're Jalen Phillips and you don't get traded, or Jermaine Johnson and you don't get traded, or Arden Key, like all these guys who are mentioned, Aren't you kind of like, well, okay, I guess this is my plot in life to play for this crappy team that doesn't even want me.
Right. And there's guys like Jacoby Myers who have, I believe,
Hey,
requested
someone
trade.
just asked a question about that. What are the chances Jacoby Myers comes back?
I feel the same way I did when we talked the other day. I mean, if somehow you know that this booty injury is like a Christian Gonzalez 3-monther,
Right.
then sure. But it's not something I necessarily am in a rush to disrupt the balance that they have going out there at the receiver room.
I think he would probably command more targets than Mac Hollins in a similar role.
Yeah.
But
then Mac
Hollins,
also,
if you replace Keyshawn Boo with Jacoby Myers, it structurally changes the identity of your offense.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like we thought, oh, Josh McDaniels is back. Pop Douglas is going to go crazy with all those short option routes. And it's like, oh, get Myers in there. He'll be great. And it's like, Drake Maye likes to throw the ball down the field.
Right. And he's very good at it.
So that might not be as good of a fit as we thought a couple months ago.
100%. Any other leftover thoughts from the game? I feel like there's the potential for leftover thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we mentioned at the top, game should have been tied there at the end, but the Patriots can't control how the ball comes off of Parker Romo's foot. And like you mentioned, they probably would have won anyway. The Patriots were clearly the more talented team out there. They just kind of fell asleep at the wheel for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you have the kicker story. That was a big story all summer.
It was.
And a lot of people thought Parker Romo was the better kicker, even though it was comparable. And they come in today. Borregales didn't miss any kicks.
No.
Parker Romo did. Yep. And it was pretty bad. I would say there was an instance early. You always hear like when a team wins, or like we played complimentary football. There was a case early where the exact like the antithesis of complimentary football happened, where they got pinned deep. I forget where they started, like on their own 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was either, I think it was 7-7 or 7-0 at the point. They got pinned deep. I think it was 7-0, right? They got pinned deep. They go 3 and out. They punt. They don't cover the punt. They give up a 15-yard return. And then they just get like warm knife through buttered defensively. And then it's like, oh, that was bad offense, special teams, and defense right there. Yeah. So the fact that you actually, I have a, remember in the Tennessee game, I said that Joshua Dobbs' play was the play of the game.
Yes.
I've got another one like that. Okay.
What you got?
Hear me out. It's 7-7. That 3 and out happened. The Falcons, I almost said Titans. The Falcons score a touchdown. The Patriots get the ball back, and boom, it's 3rd and 10. It was a Maye sack. I think it was himself, and then they had a 2-yard run. So it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
And like it was 7-7. The Falcons had some momentum going. It's not the critical point of the game, but there, it's a point. It's a critical juncture.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake Maye takes a snap and is just so patient and so calm, waiting for Hunter Henry to break out of his route.
Yeah.
And he does, and he delivers an easy pass. Henry gets 11. The drive goes on. They go down to score, and then defensively force a 3 and out, and then it's 21-7 4 minutes later. And it's like, I look at a play like that as you can't, like, over the past 5 years, say,
right,
3rd and 10 punt, and it's like another 3 and out. And it's like, you just have this kid who isn't, like, he's not perfect. He made a mistake today. But that moment to me is like, that is a sneaky, huge contributor to a victory. It looks like an easy play. Like, it's not going to be on Sports Center tonight.
Right.
But it's the guy you have with the ball in his hands, and he makes a lot of calm decisions in those moments.
I would also say that if Drake Maye's not your quarterback, if your quarterback is pick and choose your post Tom Brady quarterback, whether it's Cam Newton, Mac Jones,
we'll go Zappy,
Bailey Zappi, Brian Hoyer, they're not putting the ball in that quarterback's hands on, what was it, 3rd and 5 with 1:40 left in the game.
Nope.
They're going to run the ball again. They're going to drain the clock, and then they're going to punt and trust their defense.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Vrabel said it was a short conversation of pick up the first down and win the game. Yep. They wanted the ball in Drake Maye's hands, and that doesn't go down as a game-winning drive or a fourth quarter comeback, but it was a game-clinching play that he made with the game on the line. And does it reach the clutch levels of what we used to watch Tom Brady do? No, but it was still a clutch play that he made there.
It's winning football.
Yeah.
So that stood out. Another one, I mentioned it earlier, but on Terrell Jennings' touchdown run,
yeah,
Will Campbell
yeah,
just walled off David Onyemata. Like, that's a 310-pound man, and he drove him back behind the center, like to the middle linebacker position. And it was like, damn. Like, and Onyemata was pissed. He was frustrated after that run because he got beat by a rookie. So we haven't talked much about his run blocking, Will Campbell. But I'd say another. I didn't check the PFF grades. I'm sure like a 99 because PFF loves him. But good play on that one at least.
He did have a 70 something in this game, I think. So another solid performance from Will Campbell. Yeah, decent win for the Patriots.
Oh, I got the quote of the day.
Oh, what was it?
Pop Douglas, when asked about his rumbling, stumbling, catch and
run.
Oh
yeah.
I stay stumbling. Is that what he said? No, was it stumbling? He said, I lost it.
Yeah.
I stay stumbling. That was the quote. It was a funny quote.
It was. Some people in the comments are talking about why can't Douglas beat grass and gravity?
Gravity's a tough one.
Douglas needs to stay on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Turf Monster only goes after Douglas.
It's true. He's also like it. I would like to see the dots on all of his long plays, including the one that didn't count in New Orleans, because it's like he's doing insane stuff.
Yeah,
he's running ways that we aren't familiar with seeing. No. So there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, no, he's a dynamic player, and it's cool to see him have success because his snaps have dwindled. He has fallen down the depth chart, but to have his first 100-yard performance while that's happening, and also I have to mention that his uncle died last night. He was close with his uncle, Terrell Jennings, family friend as well, since Terrell Jennings went to high school with Demario Douglas. So pretty cool that both those guys got in the end zone when they were playing with heavy hearts in this game. I think Douglas said on NFL Network or ESPN, I think it was NFL Network, after the game, his uncle got shot and killed. So obviously very, very sad story. But that Demario Douglas was able to kind of turn it into a positive and say that he was watching over them, and just obviously impressive by both those guys to have the performances that they did without weighing on them.
It's crazy they both scored.
Yeah.
Terrell Jennings' first career touchdown. Douglas is what? He doesn't have a ton of touchdowns. That was his,
first career 100-yard performance from him.
6th touchdown and first career 100-yard performance. Yeah. It's crazy too because I was writing about Douglas after the game, and he had that kind of awkward quote with you guys where he was trying to explain his trust the process moment. I don't know if you were in there for that.
Yeah, I was.
But he was telling Terrell Jennings to trust the process. And he's like, I never had my moment until this year. And it was like, he really wants to be a good teammate.
Right.
And Vrabel had some really good comments about that too, saying like he's always sitting in the front. He always has good energy, even when. And I looked back because it's only week 9, but weeks 1 through 5 were a long time ago. Pop Douglas had 7 catches for 30 yards through 5 weeks. 30 yards through that's one play.
And now he's basically on pace for like a normal Demario Douglas season yards wise.
Yeah. So since then, we're going to have to add 4 and 100. So he has 11 touchdowns for 232 yards in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
So it's like easy to forget ever since that New Orleans game when he really, started popping off. But it was, I forgot, I guess, how I knew it was bad.
Yeah.
But 30 yards in 5 weeks. Doug, I'm not a great numerator denominator guy. That's 6 yards a week.
Yeah, no, it's true. Crazy. And one other thing about Demario Douglas and Terrell Jennings, where I've written about this before, but like they weren't just high school. You were high school teammates with people that you probably barely even talked to, right?
Teammates?
Yeah.
Not really, but I would say
you didn't have any people that you were like, I don't know, that guy's fine.
Maybe like 3 years apart, but I would guess that the Arlington Catholic program is a different operation than what's going on down in Jacksonville.
Demario Douglas and Terrell Jennings seemingly were very close in high school. Like they kind of stayed at each other's houses, like pseudo lived together. So it's really cool that those guys are teammates and that they were able to do that on the same day.
Yeah,
because they're so close.
They're like 3 months apart, I believe, age-wise. So, yeah, pretty cool. I think we touched on most of my thoughts. I did have one last thing for you.
Sure.
Because in the in the spirit of people being mean to me on the internet today, I made a little joke.
Didn't realize you got bullied so hard.
Oh, it's like you can't even open the thing. Everyone's just mad. Everyone's just raging. It's like driving. Everyone's road raging, but they're on their Twitter.
I got mad at someone on the road today.
It happens. I get mad at people on the road every day.
They cut me off on 140. It's like, there's no one behind me. Just go after I go. What are you doing?
I want to load up on projectiles to just chuck at people. Just, like movie props. So it's like glass, but it's like harmless. It's the type of thing I would bash over your head in a stunt.
Yeah.
But I want to spook them a little,
Yeah.
But I guess that's illegal. Anyways, made a little joke that I appreciated Kyle Pitts putting senior on his jersey because otherwise, wait, is that Kyle Pitts the baby? Or is that the Kyle Pitts the adult man? Oh, it's senior. So I know. And like that's been going on for like almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
It seems kind of like a brag, but it was just a joke. Like it was just a joke. And a lot of people are like, God forbid he has a relationship with his son. And I'm like, all right, this was not
serious.
Everyone just shut up. Everyone just shut up.
What about David Sills the fifth? How do you feel about him having Sills 5 on the back of his jersey?
That's funny. That's a good. I mean, if you're at 5, you got to do it.
It's
what's his name?
Actually, unbelievable that he's a starting wide receiver for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen the 4th.
Did you load up his Pro Football Reference?
No.
How many career yards do you think David Sills has?
I don't know, Doug. How many does the 4th or the 3rd or the 5th? Like which one?
He's been in the league since 2019.
Oh my God. He has had Pop Douglas's first.
Don't say.
I'm saying he's been having Pop Douglas's first 5 weeks for the last 5 years. He's been in the league since 2021.
Does he have 200 career yards?
Not even close.
Wow. 150?
4 less than that, and you're correct. 146 yards in 23 games. So
did you say since 2021? I think it's since 2020 or 2019.
That was his game debut.
He went undrafted in 2019.
Okay, so he spent 2 years
deep into his NFL career at this point.
Yeah.
And he played a ton of snaps today.
But was it the 5th or the 4th or the 3rd of this or junior or the original? That's crazy. I like that. There was a famous 4th, right? Playing on the Seahawks or something.
Maybe.
I feel like there was a
5th is strong because that means that you've got are those all
like the Mayflower?
Well, that would be like the 13th, but yeah, still. Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not so good at the math, but yeah, it was just.
Well, I mean, I guess they don't all have to be born in America. You could be a 5th.
I know. I don't know the Sills family history, but I don't know.
It's weird though when there's a wide receiver on the field that the opposing team knows is not going to be targeted. And you could say the same thing about Jack Westover whenever he's lined up out wide, but he's a fullback. He's got another job to do. Mm-hmm. It's just, you can't find a better third guy than David Sills who never gets targeted. That's weird, right?
He's tall.
He is.
So
it's kind of funny. I don't mean to make this a crap on David Sills podcast because I actually did a story on him way back when he was in the draft. He's a nice guy. When you look at him next to Drake London, you're like, oh, well, I mean, obviously that's the guy who catches 1,000 yards every year. And that's the guy who doesn't.
Egg on your face, clown, because he's been in the league since 2019. And last week against the Dolphins, he had a 12-yard catch and a 2-yard catch for 14 yards, which amounts for 8.2% of his career yardage. So he's on the up and up.
It's just wild. And also wearing number 87 as a wide receiver at this point, too.
Yeah, I did say that last week was a bad one. Someone brought up David Givens, and I'm like, okay, but outside of that, that's just a good moment in history.
I'd also say that number 87 in 2002 looks a lot better than number 87 in 2025.
True. We got single digits out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
We've gone on probably too long.
I'm sorry if I offended anyone for making a joke that I got confused that it was the baby Kyle Pitts. But
I would probably institute a rule, if I'm being honest, this is complete transparency. Last 5 minutes of the podcast, Doug.
I got a rule for you after.
I think I would only allow the junior, the third, the fourth, whatever, if your dad has been in the league.
Yes, that was my rule. That's exactly right. Ken Griffey, throw the senior on there, bud. Your son can throw the junior.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And even if they hadn't crossed over, even if they hadn't played at the same time, I think Ken Griffey Jr. still gets to be Ken Griffey Jr. since Ken Griffey was in the league.
Correct.
So
I don't think there's any doubt.
Right.
Sometimes
otherwise, it doesn't seem completely necessary. I know it's part of their name.
Sure, but it's unnecessary. The Falcons also, in addition to the fifth, they had 2/3 out there.
Well, the Patriots have a few thirds. They've got Carlton Davis the third. They've got Harold Landry the third. They've got Efton Chisholm the third.
A lot of thirds. There were 5 thirds playing today, and 2 Ellises.
Dietrich Wise was Dietrich Wise Jr.
Yep. Yeah, it's just, like
I always try to include it on first mention in stories, but
yeah, it gets a little wonky, and it's not, it's your name, it's your heritage, it's your father or your son. That's great.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's the name on the back is to distinguish who has the ball and who makes the play. It's not to tell the whole life story. So it's the senior's not necessary when your child, or how about this? If your dad was in the league, or if your child is not yet 20, you can't do the senior. If you have a junior who's 21, then that's cool because you're like 40 or close to it. So that's cool.
I guess on Wikipedia they don't even list the thirds. That's interesting.
Interesting. I know we got to go, Doug, but in the spirit of the men's league.
Oh yeah.
I've been so bothered for almost 24 hours now at Isaiah Kiner-Falefa for his BS off third base. That was, Doug, if anyone missed the baseball game, they pinch ran for Bo Bichette in the bottom of the ninth with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He gets to third base. I don't think he knew that if he scored, the Blue Jays were going to win the World Series. I don't think I'm not joking. Because
there's really no other explanation. Yeah.
He leads 2 feet off the bag when the Max Muncy is 12 feet off the bag.
Yeah.
There's never a reason to be closer than that. He gets no secondary lead. He gets a little late jump on the ground ball to second.
Yeah.
At which point the second baseman's falling over and losing the ball and still throws it home. He slides on a force play.
Yeah.
Is out by inches. Like if he did any one of those things correctly, they win the World Series. It's not like, a big out in the 7th inning.
Right.
You are the winning. And he slides home, doesn't even look at the ump and just jogs to the dugout as if like nothing happened. And it's like people say he was afraid, like he was guarding against getting doubled up on a line drive to third base, which is a 1 in a million situation. You still don't have to be closer than Max Muncy. He has to catch the ball and then beat you back.
Right.
It was the most insane. Like you dream of that moment as a baseball player.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to win the World Series. I don't think he knew that they won the game.
Was weird. I know you don't see a lot of run throughs at home, but there's absolutely no reason to slide there. The only reasons to slide are to evade a tag or to run as fast as you possibly can, but not overrun the base. So sliding into second, you can slide even if you don't have to, because you want to run at full speed up until the moment you get to the base and you don't want to go past it.
Well, and also like home plate doesn't come up, obviously, like a base. So like if you don't want to worry about your steps and getting it, sliding head first or whatever, but like you also might want to break up a double play if it's like a 1, 2, 3 double play. But none of that was a factor because I don't think Kiner-Falefa knew. And it's like, man, I don't know how that was. I'm trying to put it in football perspective, what that would be like. It would be like if Russell Wilson threw that interception against the Patriots, but like didn't know what was at stake. I don't know how to compare it to anything because it's like you got to go 90 feet to win the World Series.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like some pro baseball players are defending it. It's like people don't know ball. It's like, no, man, that was one of the worst base running plays I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Sorry, I had to say that into a microphone.
No, I agree.
Bats chat is over.
Bats chat is over. Sox talk.
Just football
I'm kind of glad
baby.
in retrospect, after having watched the Blue Jays beat the Mariners, the Dodgers won. Hate to say it, but I was like, I was kind of hoping that was going to happen.
I'm a Dave Roberts guy. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I think the guy can do no wrong. How about putting Pages in the middle of the inning and then he makes that catch and just dumps Hernandez? That was great. Baseball rules. We'll miss it. We'll miss it here on the Baseball Boys section of the Pats Chat.
It's true, but now we're watching the Seahawks beat the living crap out of the Commanders, which I'm surprised by. But
I don't think I'll watch the rest of that one. I'll be honest.
We will talk to you guys at midweek. We'll figure it out then. Goodbye.